Hey, I'm Kev, welcome back to TT Love Man Ride on the Edge, as we're in a TT-styled event for 3 races on a Hertfordshire circuit, and it's also 3 laps long in the evening. We only got 4 opponents, got a couple of Kawasaki's, got a fellow Honda and a Norton as well. Let's see what we do on board our superbike. So here we are, revving up at the start. You get a good getaway on board a Honda Super Sport bike, as it'd be very unusual to ride around this Hertfordshire circuit. Got no one around to play with like we did quite a lot last time we were around here. Just going to that first corner, very tricky braking, so very bumpy, corners bumpy as well, like most corners around here, like most braking zones around here, particularly on board this super bike. It's going to be just like Old Blair Witch, that Scottish 3 kilometre long circuit which are the last round on board a super bike. Those couple of tight hairpins, using all the engine braking we can to get the bike slowed down for those corners. So it's going to be the same here, this time with chicanes instead of hairpins. And you see, very bumpy, loads of these corners, lots of transitions in road surface. You can see in the air on the exit. Get it down to first for this chicane, for the third one of the lap. Just got another one to go. This one was very slow compared to everyone else. Is that some camera flash? Go very wide through the right-hander. Just about to ride. It seemed like it just been the glare of the sign. There we go, into the final chicane. This is where I have to use all the engine braking through that right-left. And on the exit, just be nice and smooth on the power under the shadows. You can barely see the corners. Down to second. For the right. Then the final corner, which is barely a lift on board the Super Sport bike. There's a big lift on the Super Bike. The rear tries to come round. Be just about to stay upright. And that's a lap. 10th of a second down though. Compared to the rider in front, I'm guessing. So that's not good lap time wise. Expect to be better than that. It's such a tricky circuit, such stop-start as well. This is like bike's version of Singapore, isn't it? The F1 circuit with loads of chicanes and stop-starts and just a grueling racetrack, similar that time as well. This track is very grueling on, especially this super bike. You just want to unleash it, unleash the engine. Just have fun with it, but you can't around here. You have to be so precise with your braking, with your accelerating. And once you feel like, oh, I can finally unleash the power, oh, I have to brake again. Another chicane. So go short shift up to third. There you go. This is the only time where you can re-unleash that engine. And yeah, it is just the glare of the signs on the right hand side. It's a bit distracting. They go much better through the right-hander. And out of the shadow, past the trees, braking immediately down to first. Having to avoid all the curves around us, all the rear almost losing itself. I think we just glanced the curve there, but got away with it. And down to second, taking a bit of a wide eye in the penultimate corner. And then into the final corner, down to third. Once again in the rear, trying to get away. We just hold on as we go into the final lap. Oh, a second back now. Gonna have to find some time on this final lap. As the rear tries to get away again through the apex of that corner. And into the first chicane. That's the easiest chicane. Definitely the fastest. Need to go out through the left. Now let's see if we can get some time braking for this chicane. You can see very wide open an entrance and really tightens up in the second half. And you got careful of the road surface change there. Can't grab any time into that corner because it's so bumpy. And they're getting a bit open. an entrance there as you get a bit of a wheelie going on in the middle of the corner, getting on the power. We're trying to push on this final lap, but not really feeling it. As we blend out the throttle through the fast right. Maybe lifting a bit too much through that corner. That's not helping. And say this time, not getting up to sit either. Hopefully it's helped a bit. Just try and get on the power through the curve, just about avoiding it. It's going very wide in the right. Oh, that's messed up this lap. Just pushing a bit too much. As we lift through the final corner, this time the rear does not get away from us. Well, it's in the lap time did on that final lap. Trying to push a bit too hard. Messed up. Or not. In the end, we won by just over half a second. Had the Kawasaki, then we got the Norton in third, Kawasaki in fourth, and a fellow Honda in last. As he sandwiched the field and fastest out 44.9. I'll take that. Let's see if we can continue this in the second race then. So we are revving out at the start. Just need to repeat what we did in that first race. I did not expect that at the end. I thought we lost time on that final lap. Clearly not. And those splits were just false as well. Maybe they're just to our fast as that. Still. Take first. Continue the streak as well. Don't know how long it's been, this streak of unbeaten. Randy Allen. It's lasted a while, and that's a good first chicane. Let's go through the left-hander. Get it down to second. Can maybe just get it down to third instead. The first part. Definitely get down to first for this second part though. Accelerate away. Maybe don't even need to get up to third as well, just get it up to second. Just like we do between these corners now, just keep it in second and get it down to first. It seems to be good as you short shift up to third. And accelerate away, down. Let's back straight that. Signs on the right hand side is going to be so annoying again. Just lift through the right hander. And don't get it up to sit. Get it down to first. Avoid that curb on the inside. Avoid losing the rear as well for the first part as you go through the shadows. Once again, maybe don't need to get up to third between the corners there. Just keep it in second. Just like we do into this final corner, keep it in third, just lift. And get on the power. The rear trying to get away from us on the exit, but that was a pretty decent first lap. Get down to first on this second lap. Really easing the bike into that corner. You can see why with all the bumps around in it. And down to second. Even clipping the curb on the inside we got away with there. Definitely can't do that on the exit though. That's a bit too wide unfortunately. It just feels like caged bear. This superbike on this circuit. It feels more so as we get used to it around it. So go keep it in second, that's good. There you help the stopping power, as you can see biting at the throttle on the exit. Just keep it in second for the whole of that corner. Seems to work as well. And this other rider behind is keeping a good gap to us though, good distance. So maybe have to watch out for them to beat us at the end. Let's see, just getting it down to second. Will that work in this corner? No, it's still the rear tries to step out in the middle part. This time just keep it in second for the right. Oh, we clip the curb on the inside, but it can be much more aggressive into that corner. Keep it in second, so that's good. Let's go for the final corner. Rear not getting away from us once. It's pretty good. And you go on to the final lap. So we basically ignore 6th gear now around this course. Oh, and that's much smoother on the power. Like our first lap. Definitely getting used to this circuit now on board this superbike. It still feels like Singapore, which is, as you may go, not one of my favourite races on the F1 calendar. So go get it down to second. Do I just need it in second for the last part as well? So you can get away with that. Oh, first help's getting a bite in towards those apexes. So go nice and smooth on the power. Even without the engine braking, seems to be working into these corners. Just keeping the same gear. You accelerate away. It looks like that rider behind is still a similar gap to us. Have to go through the right-hander. Bike felt like it was understeering slightly. Get down to first, use that extra bit of engine braking. Short shift up to second seems to work though. And keep it in second, get on the brakes just as it feels like you have to change the third, clip the curb on the inside, go flying a bit. You just about keep the bike on the ground. As you go for the final corner, drifting wide. We'll get hard on the power as you head towards the line. I'm not sure about that run. That did not feel good. As it looks like Ronan's done the fast lap 43.7. And yes, they've beaten us by 1.6 seconds. As we end up in second, massive gap behind Alfredo Honda and the Norton and the Kawasaki of Windsor. But second in the second race. Hopefully we don't make it third in the final one. So we are revving up for the final time. Hopefully. On this Hertfordshire circuit. Won't be missing this place again. As we go into the first corner, down to first. Really easing the bike in and it's opening that. And so we've got someone to chase down to give us a good reputation of the gaps as well, in front and behind. It seemed like we were first on the road. In that last event, after winning the first race, which kind of makes sense. Now we're second. So we're second on the road. So we go through the left and right. Still need to be a bit more aggressive. There we go, keep it in second. That's pretty good. No, we got up to third on the exit when I said I'd keep it in second all this time. Maybe you don't need to visit first around this circuit. That's what we're learning. And all really backing up for the first part of that chicane seems to have worked, even though we lose the wheel on the exit. So here we go, get up to sixth. We're in down to fifth for the right. And up to sixth again. So then we can use all the engine braking into the chicane. That seems to work well actually. The gear changes either side that fast right. Nicely on the power from the penultimate corner. The final corner. Don't clip the grass on the inside. That's a pretty positive opening that. Might have been a 48 for once. And look at that, 1.3 seconds faster than whoever's in front, I believe. It's that gap in the top right. So we'll keep it in second. Seems to have worked. Can even get up to fourth before braking for this first chicane. And they're going nicely on the power on the exit as well. Get it just down to third, will that be good? And just down to second for the second part. Seems to be alright. And keeping it in second for the right. That really does help. Braking. Make sure you brake nicely in time. A bit wide again for that right hand. I haven't been able to keep it flat on the exit. not been very good. But we're much more aggressive through that right-hander. Seems to have really helped. So it's the massive engine braking. Into this chicane, definitely the trickiest of the lot, just with so much shadow surrounding it. As you temporarily get up to third. For the penultimate corner, there seems to be no real difference. Now as all the rear tries to get away slightly for the final corner as we go on to the final lap of this event. Still saw some green as well in the top right. Couldn't see the exact figure. That's very good. And keeping it in second as well means we can just get on the power. Nice and smoother. A bit easier as well after that first corner. So yeah, don't need to visit first at all around this circuit. Let's accelerate right through the left-hander. Let's see, get up to sixth, short shift down to third, or engine brake down to third. Seems to have worked pretty well. Especially nice and smooth on the power on the exit. And through that right hander, so tricky. With that massive curb on the inside, how bumpy it is as well. There you go, not as bad at it, just blended out the throttle on the exit. So I've major lifting. Seems to have worked. Let's go for the right hander, very wide. Won't get up to sixth gear unfortunately then. The engine braking into the chicane. Oh, a bit wide. Get on the power through the left. That is such an awkward kink. It's not even really a corner, is it? But it's the most difficult part of this circuit. All the tricky brakings, all the chicanes. Just getting on the power through that final chicane is the trickiest part. So you survive, make it to the end, you're fast at 43.8, and we're faster than the Kawasaki by 1.4 seconds, and we win the final event. We don't drop down to third. That would have been a massive gap though. 42.5 seconds to the Honda. Then the Kawasaki Norton in last. So overall, we're just 3 tenths ahead of the Kawasaki after those 3 races. How close is that? And then a massive gap to a Honda, Kawasaki, BMWs, Kawasaki's, Nortons, Hondas. And then the EBR is at the back. So a very successful outing in the Equinox Trophy. As you look at the inbox, finances are looking very healthy. With 70,000, might have to get some new bikes soon. As now we've got the events for next year. Is that a new season? As we're mainly going to go with superbikes, and it shows in this first event, our first choices. Choice 1, the Suto Invitational, 3 races. Can earn 1,000 for prize money, or you can just do sections 4 to 7 for the mountain course and get 2,500. There's no choice at all here, is there? Choice 2. And the Queen's Trophy, that's a super sport event, so we won't be doing that even though it pays handsomely. And then we've got a Mazda event around the Castle Ring, 1 race. We'll do that on the superbike. So I hope you enjoyed our outing to the Hertfordshire circuit. It was pretty interesting how, in the end, seeing how we had to ride the superbike round there compared to the supersport. It's actually pretty similar. And the end, keeping it in the high gearings, making sure you control it over the bumps, being nice and smooth, and using all that engine braking as well. And we have to do that around the super hill side next time out for a TT event. Is that 2 races, 3 laps around the 8-kilometre Welsh circuit. We do love it round there, and I hope we can continue to be successful around there once again. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. a couple of races. Here we are back in England. Our right-hander. As he clip the curb on the inside, get a big wheelie on. Oh, fuck off.